Great. All right. Welcome to day 8. Today we are closing out phase 3 of the CUNTY-fy your life process, which is take note, fish. And today's theme is noteworthy, how to get more noteworthy. And we talked a little bit about this yesterday in notable. Yesterday was about getting notable. And I talked a little bit about what the difference is, in my opinion, between notable and noteworthy. And so I'll go over that again. Yesterday, like notable for me, it's more about it's for you. It's doing incredible things in your life that you're doing for you and to build your legacy and your mark on the world and what you want to accomplish. It's very aspirational, right? It's things that you yourself aspire to. Whereas today, with noteworthy, for me, it's more about how are we showing up for others? How are we inspiring others? What are we doing? How are we making our mark on the world for the benefit of others or for the planet or whatever it is that feels big and audacious? Like, what is that? And how can we do more of that as feminist entrepreneurs who care about the well-being of the planet? It's important to do things that feel noteworthy and that are pushing the agenda forward for the betterment of society. So noteworthy is like inspirational. It's like, how are we impacting and inspiring those around us? And one thing I wanted to talk about is how us as humans, it doesn't take scaling the Mount Everest to inspire people, right? Like, yes, that is very inspiring, but also what's very inspiring is us just showing up in our cunty truth, right? Doing courageous things, doing unapologetic things. Oh, Rebecca's coming on in. Good. Doing unapologetic things, doing notable things, transcending boundaries and limits, right? Being authentically us. These are things that inspire people just by us being us and doing what's true to us. It shows other people what is possible for them and what can be true for them too, right? If they believe in themselves enough to go do what matters to them and be more cunty in their own lives. So I also wanted to take note of that because we often think, okay, I'm going to have to do this big, big thing in order to be important, but it's not true. Even just the little ways that we show up for our families, for ourselves, in our authenticity, those things are incredibly powerful as well. And they're actually also the most relatable. So when we hear of people that do these incredible things, we're inspired, but we're also like, okay, that's great for them, but I'm not gonna be there doing that. So actually doing the smaller scale things, smaller in our mind, like just the more natural, the more just being ourselves, the things that we do that are inspiring others, like those are the relatable things that are making a big difference as well, even though we don't always know. And that's the thing, is these smaller things, seemingly smaller things, are often more silent, more quiet, not necessarily that you're always knowing who you're impacting or how you're doing it. It's amazing when people give us testimonials or words of appreciation or love. That's incredible, but that doesn't always happen, right? A lot of the inspiration that we do goes kind of unacknowledged, but the person feels it. The person feels like, wow, that person just really inspired me and they're doing something so incredible. So we have to just believe in ourselves that we are doing that just by being us every day. So that is like, this for me is something that gives me so much strength and power, is just believing that we are making a difference and we are inspiring people just by waking up, just by getting out of bed, just by doing seemingly little things. That's impacting someone and inspiring someone else to do great things as well. Rebecca says, not making more work for ourselves. So what's easy? Do you want to speak more to that, Rebecca? Do you want to tell us more about that? Hi.
I feel like a lot of us do things that make our lives harder because we're overcomplicating it. I do it all the time. I think, oh, I should give somebody something that's even a better fit for them. I have this brilliant idea, but I already have 4 other things that are good enough and aren't going to make me 1 day to 1 month worth of work.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
So
like, they'll still love it. It's just easier for me.
yeah. And what makes that feel noteworthy for you?
That I stop getting in my own way, because
Yeah.
there's probably some reason why I'm hesitating. And if I just do what's easy, it just happens, and then I stop overthinking it.
Right. Right. So a lot of times if we're overthinking ourselves or if we're slipping into perfectionism, it can actually just grind things to a halt. It can prolong things. It might even stagnate you or stop you from doing things. And then, the world is missing out on your gifts and your genius because we tend to overcomplicate it and make it more than what it needs to be. So I love that
Mm-hmm.
that reminder to keep it simple and just show up and do the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just show up, and guaranteed you're going to inspire, and you're going to inspire someone. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's super important. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about and I have an exciting activity for you all. So stick with me here for a minute. I do want to talk a little bit about the people in time and history that have done noteworthy things, right? Because when we think about it, we think of like the greats. For example, one person that came to mind out of the many idols that we have is Rosa Parks, right? She did something that was so profound, which was refusing to give her seat up for a white man and refusing to move to another place on the bus. And she is now called the mother of the civil rights movement. Like, that one action in the beginning sparked a whole movement, and it inspired others that were feeling the similar things to start acting and to start working together and creating the civil rights movement. So had Rosa Parks not, stayed steadfast and kept her seat on the bus, we might not have had the civil rights movement, right? Like, we don't know what would have happened, right? What we do know is that she did that, and it launched and it like catalyzed or catapulted the movement. Another example is I think of at ROI, I heard Amy Purdy tell her story, and she lost both of her legs due to illness, and she loved snowboarding. And so she decided to find a way to create prosthetics that could allow her to snowboard. And she went on to create a whole Paralympic category of snowboarding. So had Amy Purdy not, not given up, but also like, had she not tried to created those prosthetics, created that ability for her to do snowboarding with her prosthetic legs, then we might not have a whole Paralympic category, right? So I want to hear from you if you have an idol or someone in your mind that did something that now we have change, or we have something because they started it, or they did something that was noteworthy. Does anyone have any that they want to share?
I will share, I don't
Yay.
know, like the chicken or the egg, but like Rachel Rogers wrote a book and hosted ROI, and now we have Cunty coaching. How about that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. Holy moly. Right? I don't know if I would have been the cunty coach. I don't know.
You would have been a doula.
Right. 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 Like something, right? Something like we don't know that this is what would happen. And she has been doing these noteworthy things of, yes, writing the book, creating the club, creating ROI, creating these things that it's not easy. It's going against the norm in some way, or it's going against what someone said to do, or some kind of like unwritten rule book, or something that's like controversial, right? She did those things despite, and now look what we can do, right? Look what is possible for us. Look at the connections we've made. Amazing. Amazing. Rebecca, do you have any examples of someone that has done something notable or noteworthy? Sorry, got to keep it clear here. That has done something noteworthy that has led to change of some kind.
Like ever in the history of the world or in what I do?
Anything, anything.
It's too broad, Naomi. I'm a very specific person.
Okay, then in
Like, give me a genre.
okay, in the
Well,
health.
okay, so one like
Go ahead.
physically near me,
Okay.
like physically located, kind of, I mean, like the country above me is Rigoberta Menchú, and she started the indigenous movement for rights in Central America after watching like multiple members of her family like be burned in public, like basically at the stake for standing up for farmers' rights,
Wow.
and that she kept doing it anyways
Wow.
as an indigenous woman who never went to school, who was never expected to leave the house or the fields.
Ooh, I have goosebumps. That's incredible. So, how different would Indigenous rights potentially look in South America had she not done that super noteworthy act of standing up for the rights of her people?
Still be
Amazing.
incredibly far behind any type of semblance of normal times.
Right. Right. So, these are normal people though, right? Like we need to remember that these are humans that just like us are faced with decisions on a daily basis, and they have a mission on their heart, or they have a calling on their heart, or a drive of some kind for change or for impact, and they did something that was noteworthy, and it ignited something else, and it created some change, or it created something even greater than themselves. That's usually tied to noteworthiness as well, as like it's something greater than you that you've kind of launched or snowballed or ignited or something, right? And we all have that power, and we're all doing it in our own ways, and that's incredible. So what I want to propose today is I'd like for you to come up with your own statement and fill in the blanks. So, had your name, your full name, not blank. So, like, insert some action or some kind of noteworthy thing here. We might not have blank. Insert some kind of change or some kind of really amazing outcome or some kind of movement. I am going to challenge you all to do this. So I'm going to put it in the chat, the format. I'm excited. I'm glad you love it. I'm excited. I really, this today when this came to me, I was like, oh, Cunty coach strikes again. Okay. And so I'll give you a minute or two, and whenever you have yours, and there can be many along your life and your trajectory. This is just creating one, just starting with one even, and again, it doesn't have to be like climbing Mount Everest scale. It doesn't have to be, igniting the civil rights movement scale. It can be that big, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something smaller scale, you know? So I'll give you a few minutes. I don't know if I can play music or if that's like a copyright thing. God, I don't know. Oh no, I want you to say it, girl. This is a verbal exercise.
If you can play music if it's not live. You can't play it if it's live.
Oh, okay. So then we're good.
Rachel learned that. She got shut down on a live of like
no.
1,000 people the day I signed up.
Oh no.
Well, okay, well, I'll say mine because I really need it to eat.
Yes.
Just say my name. If I, Rebecca Maskrajewski, had not made a medical detective training program, we might not have worldwide access to validating full person care for hypermobile EDS, POTS, and MCAS. And like I always say, the mission is so much bigger than me. So like when I'm not available, it's because I'm doing something towards the mission. I had to make a video last week, which was really hard for me, like really hard. And then I immediately sent it to people after only watching it once and only being mildly annoyed that I moved my eyeballs around everywhere. Being like, you guys, there's a wait because I cannot literally take more clients and grow this bigger than me mission. Like,
Right.
That's why you have to be patient. Because it's me and you need more of me, but unless you give me some space, I cannot multiply myself.
Yeah. Yes. Boom. I love it. I love it. That is a powerful, powerful statement. So I want you to copy and paste that, put it up in your immediate environment, somewhere where it will just remind you of the change, the noteworthy change that you are doing in the world. Yay! Yay!
It's ticketed on the computer. It is there.
Amazing. That makes me happy. Yeah, I really liked thinking of it this way. It was a new way that kind of like a new wording it came to me, and it was based on some other examples that I had gone through in my mind, and it was based on that. If they had not this, we might not have this, right? So thank you so much for doing that. Lauren, do you need more time?
No, I just finished stuffing my face as Rebecca is about to do, so I think I'm okay.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, so had Lauren Patterson not contracted COVID in late April of 2021, we may not have my business, Asher and Arnold, and our mission is to make parenting easier. So
wow. Okay, now I need to hear the story. Like what? How? How did that happen?
Okay, so I'm a nurse, that, but I made it all the way what felt like through the pandemic and didn't get COVID until April of, I'm trying to think. It was 21.
Okay.
Which was kind of late in the game. Thankfully, I wasn't like sick, like, millions of people. I was just in COVID quarantine.
Right.
And while I was in COVID quarantine, it's always been like my thought that like, okay, when I hit the lottery, I'm gonna open up a children's store. Like that's gonna be my like, retirement plan. But then when I was sick with COVID and I was away from my kids and like I just had this download, like, why do you have to hit the lottery to open up a children's store? So I like immediately in that like 10-day, like I really wasn't truly sick, but the CDC still at that time recommended you stay in quarantine for 10 days.
Right.
So in that 10 days, like I had like came up with a business plan. I got my LLC. Like I had the whole thing like planned out by the time I came out of COVID quarantine. So
Wow.
yeah.
That
Yes.
is so crazy cool.
Yeah, I
Wow.
found like a trade show. I bought like airline tickets for a trade show that was happening in May. Yes, just got the ball rolling while I was in COVID quarantine.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible. That is very noteworthy. Holy moly.
Thanks.
Congratulations, and what an origin story, right? What a beginning. And the sky is the limit from here as well, right? That's just like, the beginning. So it's exciting to see how these statements will even evolve as you keep going in your mission, right? Because we can add and we can change and we can do even more noteworthy things. So it's going to be really fun to just see how it evolves. My quarantine was not as productive. I think most aren't probably. That's what makes it even more just like noteworthy. It's like, yep, I used my quarantine to launch my dream business. Bam. Amazing. So cool. So I guess I can participate as well, because why not, right? I didn't prepare this, so I'm gonna go with it off the top of my head. Had Naomi Mendez Puget not made the bold leap to change career paths, we may not have Cunty coaching, changing the world one cunt at a time. I had some help with that, Lauren. You earlier gave me some inspo, so thank you for that. Oh my gosh. So this today, does anyone have any other thoughts or additions that you want to add into how you can continue to do noteworthy things in your life, and how you can continue to inspire yourself to keep inspiring others by showing up and doing the thing? Does anyone want to share? Yes.
I feel like maybe we should change that might not to would not, because if it wasn't us, would it really exist in the same form?
Right. Right.
Make it stronger.
Okay. Done. Would not. All right. Do you have any other ideas on how you will continue to do noteworthy things in your life?
It's just continue the same trajectory. There's no doubt it would not be noteworthy.
Yes.
Why would it not? It's me.
Yes. Yes. Continue on the mission. Continue on the trajectory. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And what do you do on days where maybe it's harder than others to stay on the trajectory? You know what I mean? Like on the days where we all have those days where sometimes we like question ourselves, or we want to stay in bed and not get out of bed. How do you all remind yourselves that you're doing something noteworthy already and it's worthy?
That's a great question.
It is a great question. So go ahead.
My kids, I need to build a legacy for my children. So looking at this every day as a constant reminder of and also like I am my ideal client. So like the struggles that I go through as a single mom, as a parent, like I know that other people need help with these same things.
Yes. That's so powerful. We're all parents on this call today, so I think we all resonate heavily with the fact that like having the next generation like to raise is a very powerful why, right? A very powerful reminder of how to stay doing the things and being noteworthy in our lives and creating these incredible legacies. Yes. For me, I also I just finished a 3-part series in my podcast, which was the Cunty decision to not give up and to keep believing in yourself. And I think that's very relevant for today's conversation, just so that we remember that what we're doing is incredible and noteworthy, and we need to keep going with it. Just like Rebecca just said, just keep doing the thing, because this is our mission, this is our calling, and we're doing incredible things. So if you haven't listened to it yet, go check it out. It's over 3 parts. There's 3 different important pieces to the puzzle, rooted in like my framework. So I kind of break it down really well. So if you haven't checked that out, go listen to it. If you're watching the replay, if you haven't checked out that series, check it out. And other than that, today I just wanted to do this really fun activity and keep it more or less short. If no one else has any other questions or comments or concerns, then we will head out and we will resume back here tomorrow. Rebecca, do you have something? Oh, no, you're just coming on camera. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we'll be here tomorrow for day 9, which is crazy for me to realize, like, we've done the thing. It's getting so close. It is the home stretch. Tomorrow is day 9, phase 4, spill the tea is tomorrow. And then day 10 is a celebration party and celebrating all of our authenticity and our secret sauce and our magic and our gifts. So I'm very excited. Thank you all for being here and sharing and doing noteworthy shit. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye.